Good morning. Today's the day. I have everything ready for the big bore kit install. Again, as I stated, I had pre-cleaned the cylinder and the valve head, masked all those up, painted them with high temperature ceramic paint. At this point, I need to strip the bike down, drain the oil. It's about 12 o'clock now. Around 3:30, the mechanic that I paid to babysit and possibly do the big bore kit install should be here. And then additionally, I did get the updated tail tidy from Man of the Box, the TST Basic. You're not able to hinge it at all, but it's going to be a lot lower profile than this one and should clean this bike up quite a bit. So at this point, all I got to do is start wrenching. Alright, so now that the bike's all apart, I did just get a text message from the mechanic, Tom. He stated that he's about 15 minutes out. So bike's all apart, he's 15 minutes out. I'll find out what I can film, what I can't film. Maybe we could just go ahead and do a high-speed time-lapse montage. Last night I soaked everything in WD-40 penetrant. So all the bolts on the motor should come apart nice and easy. There was some corrosion on those bolts simply because, again, I bought it in December. I ride all year long, so I'm sure that salt did not do us any favors. So I will check in here once the mechanic's here. Worst case scenario, you will see me putting all the fairings back together and nothing on the motor. All right, so we do have the big bore kit installed. I had the assistance of Tom Lookabog from Middle Dog Motorsports. Well, Tom, what was the most difficult process?
It's super straightforward. The only thing that was a little bit tricky, other than the rain, we unfortunately don't have a garage to work in today. So the only thing that was a little bit odd was the placement of the temperature sensor. I thought was a little bit interesting. It's clever, but
yeah,
everything was super straightforward.
But yeah, so if you do get the V2 head, They do relocate the temperature sensor to the intake tappet cover, and it just simply goes on the left one right there. That replaces your standard bolt. If you are looking to upgrade the motor visually, you do have to buy a new cam cover and tappet covers. However, the OEM ones do fit on, so later down the road I'll be ordering the driven racing tappet covers, just like my fuel filter. Of course, that'll be from Man of the Box. Again, this motor did come from Man of the Box. Again, it came with absolutely everything in there. If you want to upgrade it visually, order your billet tappet cover and cam gear cover. Other than that, it has everything that you need. Just pick up some oil and an oil filter, you're good to go. The whole process with taking apart was about 3.5 hours, and then it'll be about a half hour for me to go ahead and put the plastics back on the bike. But it was really straightforward. If you have somebody that knows what they're doing as far as they've replaced the top end, there's nothing complex about it. But again, if you are in Western Pennsylvania, reach out to Tom at Middle Dog Motorsports, and he can certainly help you out. He does do some mobile work, but it's probably best to...
all mobile, actually.
All mobile now.
Yep, I'll come on site and do things like this for you, or I can pick up your bike, fix it, and then redeliver it for you.
Absolutely. And the entire time he did everything to spec. He had a service manual up in front of him, and he was checking all the torque specs. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and put the bike back together. Once the bike is back together, we'll do a fire up and see how she sounds. All right, so plastics are not on yet, but we're going to go ahead and do a first startup of this bike. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and make sure. Let it warm up. Don't do it. No, let it warm up. Don't do it. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so happy right now that it works. That's awesome. By the way, I had to switch to my phone. My Instacam died, so the video quality is different. Get out of here. It runs. Yes. Buddy. Thank you. Alright, so one little thing, as you heard when it started, it did sound like it was a high idle. I don't know if this is the power commander trying to figure out what to do. Alright, here, look, there it goes again. Now this time it's only at 3,500. You're probably going to have to run for that motor to catch up. That's going to be a big adjustment. Alright, so now we're back to standard. There she goes. Alright, so each time she goes back up, she's only going back up a little bit. So how much of this is like cold start, or how much of this is auto tuner? All right, so it is dark out. The bike is put back together. I took it just for a quick putt around the block. I'm not going to talk about anything about the ride here today. I will give an actual first impressions on another video. The bike's put back together. It really was not that bad. Again, we pointed out the temperature sensor and how that goes into the tappet cover. Another thing that I wanted to point out is on the intake, there's an intake stud, and you'll want to put that stud in first, because it's a real pain in the tail to try to put the stud in after. I know common sense says put a stud in first. Well, there's no manual, and maybe I don't have that much common sense, but that was kind of a pain in the tail. Other than that, again, smooth install. Right now, I still have that varying RPM. I think that is the auto tuner trying to learn the system. It'll go from about 1800 RPMs, 4000 RPMs, maybe 3500, depending on what time it revs up. It did do that during the ride, so I'll need to look into that further. Tomorrow I'm going to take it for a nice easy ride, see if the auto tuner really starts learning that, and maybe that goes away. If not, I'm going to have to take a deep dive into it. That's the only thing that concerns me right now. Hopefully it is just a simple, hey, I'm learning and I'm trying to figure out where you need to be idle wise. So I'll give feedback on that. Other than that, I will catch you on the next video. Have a great night.